When a woman cheats, there are often subtle signs that can give away her behavior. Today, we'll explore 10 things she might say or do in such situations, with examples to help you recognize these behaviors. Pay close attention because these signs can help you navigate and understand your relationship dynamics better. First, she might say, "You're being paranoid." This is a classic deflection tactic. Imagine this. You notice she's been spending more time on her phone, texting late at night, and laughing at messages she doesn't explain. When you ask about it, instead of answering, she snaps back, accusing you of overthinking or being overly jealous. This reaction is designed to shut down the conversation and make you feel as though you're the problem. But in reality, it could be a way to avoid accountability. Our next point is when she says, "Why are you always checking up on me?" Picture this. She tells you she's going out with friends, but doesn't mention who or where. You casually ask about her plans, and she responds with frustration, claiming you're being overly controlling. This defensiveness can be a red flag, especially if she never had an issue with you asking about her plans before. It's often an attempt to discourage further questions and keep you from uncovering the truth. Another common phrase is, "I need some space." Let's say you've always been close, doing things together, and suddenly she starts pulling away. She insists on having more alone time, claiming she needs to focus on herself. While this can sometimes be valid, it becomes suspicious when paired with unexplained absences or new habits, like spending hours away without telling you where she's been. Creating distance can provide her with opportunities to hide her actions. Let's move on to the fourth point. You don't trust me anymore. This one is tricky because it shifts the focus onto you. For example, she might notice you've been quieter or more reserved lately, and instead of asking what's wrong, she accuses you of losing trust in her. By framing the issue as your fault, she deflects from addressing why your trust might be wavering in the first place. Our next point is when she says, "I've been really busy with work." Imagine she starts coming home later than usual, claiming back-to-back meetings or extra projects. You notice inconsistencies, like when she says she's working late but doesn't respond to your texts for hours. While being busy with work is a common excuse, a sudden increase in workload that coincides with other suspicious behaviors is worth noting. Now let's talk about point 6. You're imagining things. This is a form of gaslighting, and here's how it might look. You mention noticing unfamiliar cologne on her, or ask why she's been dressing up more than usual. Instead of addressing your question, she dismisses it entirely, claiming you're making things up or being irrational. This can make you question your own observations, which is exactly what she intends. Our next point is a heavier one. I think we need to talk about our relationship. Imagine she brings this up out of the blue, saying she feels things have changed between you two. While these conversations are normal in healthy relationships, they might be her way of justifying her actions or preparing you for a potential confession. If this happens, listen carefully to what she says and how she frames her concerns. It might reveal more than she intends. Point 8 is the infamous phrase, "He's just a friend." Let's say she starts mentioning a new coworker or gym buddy frequently, assuring you that it's purely platonic. However, she begins spending a lot of time texting or meeting this person, and you notice she's more secretive about her phone. While friendships are normal, excessive secrecy or defensiveness about someone she calls just a friend could indicate something more. Next up, point 9. You've been distant lately. This is projection, and here's how it might play out. She accuses you of pulling away emotionally or not being as affectionate as before. This might seem confusing because in reality, you've noticed she's the one acting distant. By turning the tables, she makes you question yourself and your role in the relationship, which can distract you from her behavior. Finally, let's discuss point 10. I'm not happy anymore. This can be one of the most difficult statements to hear. Imagine she says this after weeks of acting differently, being less communicative, less affectionate, or even avoiding you altogether. While unhappiness doesn't always mean infidelity, it can be a way to justify her actions or prepare you for a significant change in the relationship. Understanding these statements is essential for recognizing patterns and having open conversations in your relationship. These signs don't always mean infidelity, but they often point to underlying issues that need to be addressed. Trust and communication are the foundation of any strong relationship. So if something feels off, don't hesitate to seek clarity and have an honest discussion. Recognizing these behaviors can empower you to take action and work toward a healthier connection.